what is the pressure of being a number one overall pick, Joe? Obviously, you'd know a little something about that. Times might have been a little different between now and then, but what are the pressures of being a first overall pick?
Times were definitely different, Rich. Of course, I didn't even know back then. We didn't even know who we got drafted by. Didn't even have a public draft. It wasn't on radio or television. And pressure, there's pressure. You're going to a new team. There's pressure going from junior high school into high school and trying to make the varsity team, man. You got to prove it to your teammates. You got to prove it to the coaches. And as a rookie in professional football and professional basketball, you got to prove it to your teammates. Zion is a monster. He's looked great. But does he feel pressure? I don't think he feels the kind of pressure an average rookie would feel. I mean, he's got all the confidence in the world. He knows what he can do, and he's shown it. So that's a different situation. Pressure's on rookies depending on the rookie. Some guys, they just got to prove themselves to make the team. A high draft choice has to prove that he's worthy to the veterans and the rest of the staff, and we'll see what happens with all three of the guys we've talked about.
Yeah, I know, Joe. I mean, you want to talk about different times. I imagine you didn't even know which league you were being drafted into or wanted to play for. How did you find out? What was your draft process like?
Rich, I was a fan, man, and I watched that American Football League from 1960, its inception, and I got a big kick out of the Denver Broncos wearing stockings that had vertical stripes on them, man. They didn't go around the stockings. They had vertical stripes, and I'd never seen that on a stocking before. But Coach Bryant at Alabama gave me the best advice when he said, get to know the people you're going to work for or you're going to play for. And with that, Weeb Eubank was big time for me. Weeb Eubank had already coached the Baltimore Colts to a world championship, and he coached Johnny Unitas, whom I was a huge fan of, and to this day, I love Johnny. So it wasn't complicated, and Mr. Werblin, representing the Jets, he was the president at the time. He the first day we met and talked contract, Rich, he says, look, we're going to sign you. I'm going to give you more money than those other people are going to give you. That's all it was. And he opened up and told me what he was offering to start with, and that was already more than St. Louis. But it was the way he carried himself, but most importantly, Weeb Eubank being the head coach there. That won me over for sure.
How much was it? How much did he put on the table, Joe?
$1,500, and all I could eat for a week. Mr. Mike Bite, my 91-year-old friend, to this day, Mike's 91 and wanting to play golf every day. He did the negotiating, but Mr. Werblin opened up without anybody asking for anything at $300,000 whenever the St. Louis Cardinals almost had heart attacks when I asked them for, in my dormitory room, I might add, when they showed up at the dorm in Tuscaloosa. That's how the negotiation started with the NFL and the Cardinals. And I asked them for less than that, and the general manager and one of the Bidwell brothers acted like they had coronary events right then. They, oh, my God, how much money? Who do you think you are? My goodness, that and the other. It was embarrassing doing my own negotiating. That's why I had to find Mr. Bite to represent me.
I bet. You're Joe Willie Namath. That's who you are.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.